God bless everyone. This is Minister Hagar, Prophetess Hagar from Eagle Army Ministries. And I wanted to come on because came across some things that were just kind of fun. I wanted to have a little bit of fun. And then also, when I'm done sharing these few things with you guys, I'm going to, at the end of the video, I'm going to share with you guys 2 recent wealth transfer dreams that I actually had. So let's start off with, now this is, like I said again, with just randomly showing up in passing. I happened to come across these videos that showed up in, like, suggestion feeds and things like that. And this is like one of those channels where, it has like a automated robotic voice, and is not a prophetic channel in any means. It's just one of those channels that's like basically a hype channel that comes to like hype up a certain stock or investment or cryptocurrency or whatever, and they put out all these hype videos about it. So it's not necessarily even coming from a source that you would necessarily take that serious. So that's why I found it even more interesting, because if you look at their at the video on the top that they posted, and both of these were posted today. If you look at the top video, it's just saying before August 31st why you need to buy Shiba Inu before the 31st. And that really caught my attention because I remember I was given the lucky number 17, which is the biblical number for victory. And then also, it was one of the sisters in Christ, her husband, was given the phrase 17 days. And on the day he was given that phrase or that word, they counted it on the calendar and it landed on August 31st. And then you have the wife of that husband and wife team who was told that Shiba would become profitable at the end of summer. And so between him being, from what we understand, we don't know if the phrase was saying in 17 more days. He just, from my understanding, said 17 days. And so that's kind of like a guesstimation on our part, but it does kind of give us a window and a time frame, because when I looked up when is the end of summer, it actually was 2 different dates. The first date ended up being August 31st, and then the second date ended up being September 22nd. And that became even more interesting because I obviously have been given the number 22. For a while now. He's been drilling 22, 22, 22. And so the fact that the 2 different dates for the end of summer, one is like the technical, what we consider the end of summer, I believe, and then the other one is like what the meteorologists consider the end of summer. But anyway, the point being is that I felt that was kind of like a time frame or a bracket between August 31st and September 22nd. I felt like that was a high prophetic watch time. Not saying that the Lord said verbatim or thus saith the Lord, something's going to happen on either one of those specific days or it's guaranteed within that time frame, but just from all the clues we were given, I felt like that was a high watch time frame. And so for this like silly hype channel to come out literally singling out this date as people need to get in before then, I found that very interesting. And then if we look down at the second video they posted, which was also today, you have them just reporting some news about Shiba, and then the person said, "Get ready and never work again." So it was that phrase, "never work again," that reminded me of one of the wealth transfer dreams that I had recently, a few days ago, and that's what I'm going to share with you at the end of this video. And then obviously, with it being 8 minutes and 37 seconds, that is like one of our prophetic numbers, right? 37. We went through that in another video. of Amos 3:7 being linked to the prophetic and the prophets and witnesses. And then just in general, it's just a blessed number when it comes to the kingdom now. In other means, it can be warnings, but when it comes to God's people, it's usually a number meaning this is a message, a prophetic witness, or hinting at blessings or good things. Because we know that, don't you know how in Revelations there's 7 bowls, 7 seals, and then 7 trumpets, so it's 3 sets of 7, 37. That's where we get the warning of like calamity and a negative connotation, which is usually for the world. And so if you flip that around, the opposite of that would be a triple set of blessings. So anyway, and then they just happened to label in that video thumbnail, "You will be rich," and then it was labeled with 37 and never work again. So I found that really fun and really interesting. Now, speaking of Shiba, this is just going to be like little fun odds and ends of like confirmations and things that I came across. This recently happened, guys, in which some news outlet or like stock investment news outlet or article had gotten released where this guy, the writer, was basically calling Zion Oil and Gas a dog. And I guess that's a term that means like a really poor stock that's not going to ever go anywhere or do anything, or it's like worthless. And, someone had shared it on their YouTube channel, and it was a really negative article, right? And immediately when I saw it, I started laughing and I got really pumped. I got really excited and I got really happy, right? And I'll tell you why. So this is like negative, dogging Zion Oil and Gas stock out. It's just not going to amount to anything. It's just never going to go anywhere, blah, blah, blah. And little does this person know who was doing all this bad talking, they're just still being used by the Holy Spirit as a mouthpiece. And they think that it's being used for bad, but it's actually being turned and used for our good, because they themselves are labeling Zion Oil and Gas as a dog, and they themselves are testifying and witnessing that Zion Oil and Gas is a dog. So why is that a good thing? If you're in the world and you don't know what the Lord is doing, you're on the opposite end of things, right? They turn everything upside down. And so for us, everything is right side up. And so for both of us on both ends, the world and the kingdom, we have an inverted reality of each other. But the benefit for us is that our version of reality is the truth. And so from the world's perspective, this just seems like such a horrible thing, such a negative thing. But guys, what has the Holy Spirit been saying, and what has he been giving us as words in relation to dogs and the wealth transfer and blessing the kingdom? Remember, it first started with the dog days of summer. I believe Robin Cunningham was the one who released that title of the dog days of summer. And then when I made a video shortly after that, I didn't even know I was going to be given this. I didn't prepare for it. It's like I was talking and like the Holy Spirit started speaking through me live on air. I was recording. It was the summer threshing floor video. And so basically the dog days of summer was the same thing as the summer threshing floor. And then while I was on air recording, I got the season of the underdogs right down here in the bottom on the left hand side. And so the Lord began threading a narrative of dog days of summer as our appointed time frame. Dog days of summer is going to be the season of underdogs, right? And from that, he started to give me the understanding, and I think I shared that with you, of why so many of the prophetic investments that are going to be touched are pictured as dogs, right? We have Shiba, we have Doge, and then I do know that some of the other prophetic voices have spoken of some of the smaller altcoins that will eventually follow Sheep and Doge and becoming profitable and becoming one day eventually they're going to also become very profitable for the kingdom, right? We have all these little smaller alt and meme coins associated with Doge and with Shiba, right? And there's several of them out there that have already according to prophetic voices that have already, been identified. And so then we have actually this entire Shiba universe, right? Where Shiba has a bone, it has a leash, it has all these other investments and things. And I believe the bone for Shiba actually is even more profitable at this point than Shiba is. I think the bone is over $1 at this point, and that recently went up 50% in a short amount of time. So that has, sorry, not 50%. The bone actually has doubled in a short amount of time. So you get the idea that it's prophetic in nature that a lot of these things are pictured as dogs, because what the Lord is saying is that this is going to be the season for the underdogs, okay? And so all of this dog imagery and, names of all these things is not by accident, because it's going to be the season of underdogs. And then even if we look on the other part of this thumbnail regarding like overturn, we started speaking about not just the investments, but even as far as us in our situations and 45, right? We're all underdogs. A person that's still rising up shockingly and surprisingly to everyone else against all odds when they have everyone against them, right? It's like the most impossible situation where nobody thinks this person or this thing could ever climb to the top or make it or win or accomplish what they're trying to accomplish. And then lo and behold, they make their way all the way to the top. And that's kind of the notion of an underdog. And so the fact that now this person is coming out and calling Zion Oil and Gas a dog, all this did was confirm for us and give us a confirmation and an encouragement that Zion Oil, being in the prophetic investment basket, all this did was like give us an encouragement, and it was like a confirmation that Zion Oil is one of the dogs, one of the underdogs. And so I thought that was really funny that I just had to share with you guys. And even if you look all the way up in the corner, guys, while I was taking the snapshot for this article and kind of like framing it down to size, you see I have my app or my tool for cropping the photo. I didn't even realize, but I had to snap it because I ended up doing it at 5:37, another 37. So that was just too funny and too cool for me, in my opinion. So let's get to the next thing I want to share with you guys is that, so you remember we were given the double rainbows. The first rainbow was the same day, within 10 minutes after I stopped recording the Shiba Divine Multiplication video. And then a few days later, I got an alert on my phone showing me a previous rainbow I had saw and photographed exactly 7 years almost to the day in the past. And so we had our double portion rainbows. Now, that brings us to this recent time. This actually stems back from a dream, a wealth transfer dream, and a prophetic word that I delivered all the way back in April. For those of you who are not around or don't remember me sharing this, but to summarize things up, make a long story short, I was in a prophetic situation where, and I didn't know it was until I put everything together, but I was just relaxing, minding my business, wasn't even looking for prophetic signs, nothing like that. I wasn't even watching anything prophetic. This was like a secular, channel. I was watching this young lady's vlog, and for some reason, she drives a Tesla, and for some reason, I don't even know why I said that. The words just came out of my mouth, and I said something to the effect of, she was having a great day. It was all about like pampering herself and relaxing, treating herself. She went and got her hair done, her nails done. She's sitting in her Tesla, recording, just, catering to herself and relaxing. And the words came out. I said, wow, when am I gonna live a life like that, or be rich like that? Something like that, which was very strange for me, guys. If you knew me, that's not even something like, those words didn't even make sense coming out of my mouth. But at the same time, when it comes to the, relaxation and catering to yourself and taking care of yourself and being financially stable, I could see where the thoughts began. But for me to say, when am I going to be rich like that? That was weird to me. And so, right then and there, it's like the Holy Spirit had my attention drawn to the hairstyle that she had in this particular video. As I'm watching her sit in her Tesla and talking and stuff and having a self-pamper day. And this is a picture that's very similar to the hairstyle she had. They were basically, it was wavy. And then that's when the Holy Spirit reminded me that I had just had a dream a couple of days before this, in which I was pictured in the dream with this exact same hairstyle. And in that dream, my hair represented wealth, of the wealth transfer. So my hair was exactly like hers, except mine was literally all the way down to my ankles. And so the hair represented the amount of wealth that I had acquired, and it was all the way down to my ankles. And I was like, oh my God, I remember I had that dream. I forgot. And so he was basically giving me an answer to the question of, when am I going to be in that type of a position? And it turned into a prophetic word. And of course, the wavy hairstyle represented the waves, right, that we're waiting on as far as this prophetic move and price movements. Now, why do I bring all that up? This same exact young lady that I was watching her vlog and who had the hairstyle that the Lord used to compare myself with for my wealth transfer dream, the same vlogger and young lady, she recently just posted a video a few days ago. Now, I've covered up her channel name and all this stuff, obviously, for privacy reasons. But in her most recent video, it just so happens that while her and her friends were out and about, there actually was double rainbows that showed up in the sky and they came across. And so, coming off of the heels of, at that time, it wasn't too long from when we were given our double rainbows as a part of the Shiba Inu lucky number 17, Shiba in the Bible. And to have the same woman who was represented used to show me wealth transfer and what position I would be transformed into, for her vlog and video to then have double rainbows show up was really, really awesome. And I wanted to share that confirmation and prophetic update with you. You can't see the one on the left that well, but it was not a reflection. It was an actual double rainbow, because they were like freaking out like, oh my God, a double rainbow. So that was really cool. Now, before we close out, like I promised, I want to share with you these two dreams that I had. The first one was from, I want to say, from about a couple of weeks ago. And in this dream, the scene was really quick, but I just know that there was like a lot of movement of people hustling and bustling around. It's like all these people were like getting in line, and it was made known to me, like I had the understanding that it was time to get in line for the party to begin. And so I knew that the party meant, the celebration of promises and all of these new blessings, wealth transfer, our transformation over into receiving, and our lives and situations being transformed. And so, like I said, and it was a lot of people already in line, and like the rest of the people were like scrambling. It was like, it was time, like wherever we were, I don't know where we were, but I just know that whoever was in charge was like, it's time for everyone to get in line. It's time for the party. And so this just represents that the time is, has arrived, and it's like everybody is getting in line in preparation for it, getting ready for it, and getting in alignment with God, right? That's what it represents, us getting in alignment in preparation in order to birth this movement and also to receive. And this wasn't like, oh, it's going to be coming one day. No, it was a time limit on the situation. Like, if you didn't get your butt in line, like, you were going to be miss out. Like, that's basically what the vibe was. The party's about to begin. We're about to go walk over to the party. Everybody get in line. And then the second dream was actually from a few days ago, in which I observed myself. I was having a conversation and I spoke these exact words verbatim. And I quote, I said, I'm about to get paid or a payout that's going to have me set for the rest of my life. Okay. And so that is what the Holy Spirit was speaking through me and testifying to, that this is going to be the case. Obviously, not just for me, but for many people across the body and within the kingdom. That when it's all said and done, this release and transfer of wealth is not just going to be temporary. It's not just going to be to have a great time for a couple years or make things easier for you now. For some of us, whoever is willed for the Lord, this is going to set you up literally for the rest of your life. You will never have to worry about finances. Once this happens, it's a done deal. It's a wrap. It's done. And it reminds me of Joseph in the fact that once he became prime minister, there was no going back. Once he received that level of authority in that position and the wealth and the stature, there was no, oh, that lasted for 10 years, then he went back and was this, or then he went back to being a slave, or then he was, no, it was, once that was released, like, that was it for life. And so that obviously was very exciting to hear and very encouraging. And the fact that some of you are about to be set for a life, the rest of your life. And so that is why when I saw that initial Shiba video that the person posted regarding get ready and never work again, that was sealed with the number 37. Oh, and 8, which is new beginnings. So a prophetic witness and message regarding new beginnings. That's what 837 means. So when I saw never work again, it just jogged that in my memory that I had that dream about being set for life. And so I definitely wanted to pass those encouraging dreams and these little cute, fun confirmations on to you guys. Lord's willing, I will catch up with you in my next video. Everyone have a great evening, and I will catch up with you later. Bye.